Our Lady requires our help.
Kad ona kaže našu, ona ne misli samo na nas 6 vidioca.
When she says our help, it doesn't mean only 6 visionaries,
Ona misli na pomoć svih onih koji osjećaju nju kao svoju majku.
but help of all those people who feel her as mother.
Jer ona kaže da mi možemo promijeniti nevjernike.
Because Our Lady says that we are capable to change unbelievers,
Ali samo s našom molitvom i samo s našim primjerom.
but only with our prayers and our own example.
Ona traži da u svoje svakodnevne molitve stavimo na prvo mjesto molitve za nevjernike.
Our Lady asks from us to put in our daily prayers in the first place the prayers for unbelievers.
Jer ona kaže da većina ružnih stvari koje se dešavaju u svijetu, kao ratovi, razvodi, droga, abortusi, dolazi od nevjernika.
Because Our Lady has been emphasizing that most of the bad things in the world, like crime, abortion, divorces, drugs, are coming from unbelievers.
I zato ona kaže, kad vi molite za njih, vi molite za vas i za vašu budućnost.
That is why Our Lady says when you pray for them, in fact you pray for yourself and your own future.
Osim naše molitve, ona traži naš primjer.
Beside our prayer, Our Lady is asking our example.
Ona ne traži od nas da mi dajemo pridike.
She doesn't ask from us to preach.
Ona traži da mi našim životom pričamo.
She would like from us to talk with our own life,
Da nevjernici vide u nama Boga i ljubav Božju.
so that unbelievers can see God and God's love within ourselves.
Ja bih vas zamolila da to shvatite najozbiljnije.
Mirjana says, I would kindly ask of you to accept this in the most serious way.
Jer kad biste samo jednom vidjeli suze koje Gospa ima na svom licu radi nevjernika, ja sam sigurna da biste molili sa svim srcem.
Because if you were able just once to see the tears in Our Lady's face because of unbelievers, I'm so sure that you would pray from the bottom of your heart.
Jer Gospa kaže da je ovo vrijeme odluka.
Because Our Lady says that this time is time of decisions.
I kaže da je na nama koji kažemo da smo djeca Božja velika odgovornost.
And she says that we who call ourselves God's children, we have great responsibility.
Kad ona kaže molite za nevjernike, ona bi željela da to bude na njezin način.
When Our Lady says, pray for unbelievers, she desires that we do it in her way.
A to bi bilo da prvo osjetimo ljubav za njih.
And that is first to feel love for them.
Da osjetimo nevjernike kao svoji braću i sestre koji nisu bili sretni kao mi da upoznaju ljubav Božju.
To feel unbelievers as our own brothers and sisters who were not lucky enough as we were to come to know the love of God.
I tek kad to osjetiš možeš moliti za njih.
And only once you feel like that, you will be able to pray for them.
Nikada ne suditi, ne kritizirati.
We should never judge or criticize them.
Jednostavno voliti ih, moliti za njih i staviti ih u Božje ruke.
We should simply love them, pray for them, and put them in God's hands.
To je najvažnije.
That is the most important.
Naš životni primjer.
The example of our own life.
Jer svako od nas ima jednog nevjernika u blizini.
Because every one of us has an unbeliever close to us.
Ili u kući, ili u susjedstvu, ili na poslu.
Maybe in our home, maybe in our neighborhood, maybe in our work.
I taj nevjernik je naša odgovornost.
And that person simply is our responsibility.
Jer Bog ga je stavio na naš put.
Because God put him on our path.
I taj nevjernik gleda najmanje pokrete našeg života.
And that an unbeliever looks at our every move in our life.
Ja ću vam reći jedan simpatičan primjer.
Let me give you an interesting example.
Mi vidioci, ja osobno, volim ići na ranu misu u Hrvatsku.
We visionaries and me especially, I prefer to go to the morning Croatian Mass.
Jer tad nema hodočasnika, imamo misu u miru.
That is when there are no pilgrims and we can have Mass in peace.
Ali mi se više sviđa ova misa uvečer.
But I do prefer more the evening international Mass.
Pa ponekad odem i na tu.
So I do go sometimes to that Mass as well.
I zadnji put kad sam bila,
And the latest time when I was at that evening Mass,
kako imam problema s leđima, vidjela sam malo mjesta i htjela sam sjesti.
as I have a problem with my back, I saw just a little bit space on the bench and I wanted to sit.
I ja sam sjela.
And I sat down.
Međutim, sa svih strana tu su sjedili italijanski hodočasnici.
However, they were Italian pilgrims sitting there.
I svi su se počeli derati na mene.
And they all started yelling at me.
Ustani se, to je naša klupa, mi smo prvi došli.
Stand up, that is our bench. We were the first to sit here.
Ja sam se ustala i šutila sam.
I stood up and I kept quiet.
Poslije je došla jedna od njih.
A little after one of them came
I ona me prepoznala.
and recognized me.
I onda su se ustali, nudili su mi čitavu klupu.
And then they were standing up, offering me the whole bench to sit.
Ali zašto vam ja to mislim?
But why am I talking this to you?
Šta mislite da sam ja bila nevjernica koja po prvi put ulazi u katoličku crkvu?
Imagine if I were an unbeliever who was entering into a Catholic church for the first time.
I unutra su oni koji kažu da su katolici da poznaju ljubav Božju.
And inside of the church I encountered those Catholics, who say that they knew the love of God.
Da li bih ja ikad više ušla u katoličku crkvu?
After that experience, would I ever come back, enter into a Catholic church?
I čija bi to bila odgovornost?
And whose responsibility would that be?
Zato ja uvijek kažem, naši najmanji što činimo u svakodnevnom životu govori mnogo.
That is why I say the least thing we do in our daily life talks a lot about us.
Naš primjer,
Our example,
naše svjedočanstvo Boga.
our witness of God.
Gospod svakom od nas 6 vidioca u ovim ukazanjima dala jednu misiju.
Our Lady gave to every one of us visionaries, 6 of us, a mission to pray for.
Moja misija je molitva za nevjernike.
My mission is to pray for unbelievers.
Vicka i Jakov mole za bolesne.
Vitska and Jakob pray for the sick.
Ivan moli za mlade i za svećenike.
Ivan for the youth and for the priests.
Marija za dušu u čistilištu
Maria for souls in purgatory.
i Ivanka za obitelj.
And Ivanka for families.
Ali najvažnija Gospina poruka koju ona stalno ponavlja je sveta misa.
But Our Lady's most important message that she has been constantly repeating is the Holy Mass.
Ali ne samo nedjeljom.
But not only on Sunday.
Ona je nama vidiocima na početku ukazane da smo još bili djeca rekla.
At the very beginning of the apparitions, Our Lady said to us visionaries,
Ako trebate da birate između viđenja mene i svete mise, uvijek izaberite svetu misu.
if you find yourself that you have to choose between attending the Holy Mass or seeing me in the apparition, you must choose to attend the Holy Mass.
Jer za vrijeme svete mise moj sin je s vama.
Because during the Holy Mass, my son is with you.
U svim ovim godinama ukazanja, Gospa nikada nije rekla, molite i ja ću vam dati.
In all these years of the apparitions, Our Lady never said, pray and I will give you.
Ona uvijek kaže, molite da mogu moliti svoga sina za
But
vas.
she always says, pray so that I can pray to my son for you.
Uvijek je Isus na prvom mjestu.
Jesus is always in the first place.
Mnogi hodočasnici kad dođu u Međugorje misle da smo mi vidioci privilegirani.
Many pilgrims, when they come to Medjugorje, they believe that we visionaries are privileged.
Da je dosta reći nama jer nas Bog sluša više nego ostale.
They think it's enough to say a word to us because God would accept our prayers better than the prayers of other people.
Ali takvo razmišljanje je pogrešno razmišljanje.
But that way of thinking is wrong.
Jer za Gospu kao za majku ne postoje privilegovana djeca.
Because there are no privileged children for Our Lady as Mother.
Za nju su mi svi samo njena djeca koja ona bira za različite misije.
For her, we are all just her children that she has been choosing for different missions.
Nas 6 da preko nas da poruke.
She chose 6 of us in order to give the messages.
Ali izabrala svi u vas.
But she chose every one of you.
Jer ona je to i rekla u poruci koju je dala 2. januara.
And that is what she said in one of her messages on January the 2nd.
Jer ona se obratila hodočasnicima.
She was really addressing pilgrims.
Ona je rekla, draga djeco, i ja sam vas pozvala.
She said, dear children, I invited you.
Otvorite svoje srce, pustite mi da uđem.
Open your heart, allow me to enter.
Da mogu napraviti svoj apostol od vas.
In order to be able to make you become my apostles.
Isto tako i u poruci 18. marta
Even in her message of March the 18th
ove godine.
of this year,
Ona isto tako rekla da vas treba,
she also said that she needs you,
da trebate biti rijeka ljubavi,
that you need to be the river of love,
njeni apostoli.
her apostles.
Znači da svi imamo istu važnost za našu majku.
So we all have the same importance for our mother.
Ako je iko privilegiran, kako sam ja razumjela gledajući poruke,
But the way I understood when I look at Our Lady's message is that there is anybody who is really privileged,
onda su to svećenici.
then we can talk about priests.
Jer ona nikada nije rekla što oni trebaju činiti.
Because she never said what they should do,
Ona uvijek kaže što mi trebamo činiti za njih.
but always what we should do for them.
Ona kaže oni ne trebaju vašega suda i kritike.
She says they do not need you to judge and criticize them.
Oni trebaju vaše molitve i ljubavi.
They need your prayers and your love.
Jer Bog će suditi njih kakvi su bili kao svećenici.
Because God will judge them the way they were as priests.
Ali će suditi i vas kakav je bio vaš odnos prema svećenicima.
But God will judge you the way you treated your priests.
Ona kaže ako izgubite poštovanje prema svećenicima,
And Our Lady says, if you lose respect for your priests,
polako ćete izgubiti prema crkvi i na kraju prema dragom Bogu.
little by little you'll lose respect for the church and at the end for dear God as well.
Za vrijeme ukazanja svakog drugog u mjesecu ona uvijek ističe važnost svećenika.
During the apparition on every second of the month, Our Lady always emphasizes importance of the priest.
Kada daje blagoslov,
When she gives her blessing,
ona kaže ja vam dajem moj majčinski blagoslov.
she says, I'm giving you my motherly blessing.
A najveći blagoslov koji možete dobiti na zemlji je onaj od svećenika.
But the greatest blessing that you can receive on earth is a blessing coming from your priest.
To vas moj sin blagosiva.
When they bless you, it is my son himself blessing you.
Ona isto tako rekla ne zaboravite moliti za svoje pastire.
She also said, do not forget to pray for your shepherds.
Kod njih su ruke blagoslovljene od moga sina.
Their priestly hands are blessed by my son.
Zato vas molim, kad se vratite u svoje župe, pokažite kakav treba biti naš odnos prema svećenicima.
That is why I'm kindly asking of you when you go back to your parishes, show to others how we should treat and respect our priests.
Ako vaš svećenik ne čini kako vi mislite da bi trebalo,
And if your priest is not doing the way you think he should do,
nemoj ga suditi okolo.
do not judge him around.
Uzmi krunicu, moli Boga za njega.
Better take the rosary and pray to dear God for him,
To je način da mu pomogneš,
because that would be the way to help him,
a ne sud.
and not through judging.
Jer suditi može samo dragi Bog.
Because only dear God is the one who is supposed to judge.